Yo, what's going on with y'all? It's your boy NeoXO coming back at y'all with another video. Today I'm gonna be talking about Black Clover chapter 323. Now, getting right into this chapter, it starts off with a retrospective kind of Captain Yami, because we know we've seen him fight against Lucifero, we've seen him get back up, but this is pretty much showing us how he was able to get back up, and he was able to because of two of his squad members, Vanessa and Gray. We know Vanessa has the ability to change fate, and Gray has the ability to transmutate. So Gray has transmutation magic, and it seems like she's getting better with this transmutation magic, because through her we're able to figure out that Captain Yami is overflowing with magic. However, his body is kind of akin to Asta's devil possessed body. So that right there is the first tidbit of information in this chapter that was interesting to me, and that stood out to me because, like, we don't know what this is what implications this is going to have for the future of Black Clover. Like, does this mean Yami is turning into a devil? Does this mean Yami has a devil heart now? What does this mean that Gray is able to see that visually Yami is all tattered up, like his body is physically messed up with cracks all over it and stuff like that, but inside he's overflowing with magic? So that has to be like some devil magic. I think that's what it's heavily implying. I think everyone would probably agree on that, and it's just gonna be interesting to see like what is happening to Captain Yami. And I think this is gonna be very integral in him fighting against Lucifero, because I mean, if he is a devil, then I feel like he would have a better chance fighting against a devil, because we know that we've seen some very powerful mages fight against Lucifero and not really have any effect. Like, for instance, is able to use Saint Stage, which is able to affect the devils, but it isn't even able to affect Lucifero. Now, we know that Yami, his dark magic is also able to affect the devils. We've seen it before. We've seen it with Zagreus. He used his Dark Equinox Dimension Slash on Zagreus, and he basically was able to kind of stagger Zagreus with that. It was able to affect him. So it's also like more evident whenever you take into account that William and Yami were chosen specifically because of their magic attributes. So they definitely can affect devils, in my opinion. We're gonna see coming up if Yami can actually do something against Lucifero. I think, me personally, I'm gonna keep that for a separate video. I'm gonna make a video talking about Yami and Lucifero and will it have any effect, especially if he's having a devil heart. But long story short, Yami actually was able to get back up because of this, and William was not really able to recover as quickly because he didn't really have a mage with transmutation magic and a mage with the ability to change fate. So William is still kind of in a bad shape. So what William ends up doing is using the remainder of his magic to basically create a weapon for Yami, because we know that Yami gave his weapon to Asta. So William creates a sword, basically World Tree Magic sword of Mistletoe, and that Mistletoe is from Norse mythology, so there's some more research we can do on that right there. But long story short, William is not going to be able to fight because of the condition that he's in. So he gave the remainder of his power to Yami, and they're going to be able to kind of, like, in my opinion, this is my opinion because it hasn't been shown yet, but I think what's happening here is they're going to be able to combine the World Tree Magic with Yami's dark magic, and that's going to be able to do something against Lucifero. And we see kind of a little bit of more evidence toward that in this chapter. And the part I'm specifically talking about is whenever we flash back to the present and Yami blocks the attack from Lucifero, and then Lucifero immediately thinks, he's like, oh, he has dark magic. So the fact that Lucifero made note of that means something. I think that's going to be paid off in a later chapter, and I think that Lucifero is wary of the dark magic. Maybe for a reason, the reason is unknown to us, but just to throw out a couple reasons, maybe it's because he still needs the dark magic, or maybe it's because the dark magic is going to be able to affect him, so he's going to be careful. He wants to be careful about Yami's dark magic. So after Yami takes the blow, he gets blown back, and we see two other mages take his place. We see Zora, and we also see Nero take his place. So they kind of use a combination spell with trap magic X sealing magic. That's something I thought that would be possibly thought of, because we've seen Sekre use sealing magic on devils before. So I'm not saying that it will 100% work, but I'm saying it's been done before, so it doesn't hurt to try it again. So we see that. So this action by them actually seems to slow down Lucifero a bit. It seems like he's going to be able to break out of it, but it does slow him down. So I mean, in a way that it was actually a little effective on him, because it buys Captain Yami and Noct a little bit of time to kind of regroup, rejuvenate with whatever they want to do next, because it shifts the chapter over. A lot of this chapter is focused on Noct and Yami and kind of their relationship, and I think that's interesting, because we did see Yami's relationship with every member of the Black Bulls in the past, but it was different because Yami was actually still in commission. So now that Yami's back into commission, it kind of is following the trend of actually showing their backstory together and how they feel about each other, you know, because we know how Yami feels about pretty much all the members of the Black Bulls. So now we get to see from Yami how he feels about Noct. So he, like we know, we have the flashback from Noct's perspective in the past. Now Noct had his brother Morgan, and Yami was pretty much cool with Morgan and Noct, and Morgan was just a really good soul, and Morgan saw that Noct and Yami actually got along really well, and Morgan acknowledged that, and he was like, yeah, Yami and Noct, you guys are really good partners. And pretty much Noct still feels guilty about the fact that Morgan's death, he feels like it's on his hands. So Yami is saying, you know what, maybe we should just not worry about that, and you should just live. Morgan will want you to live, so just continue to live and stop trying to give up your life so easily, because in this chapter we see Noct is just overly willing to sacrifice his life. It seems like he doesn't really have a strong will to live, and that's what Yami's trying to ignite back in him. Yami's trying to ignite the will for him to live and stop sacrificing his life, and Noct can't really understand at first. He's like, why is it that you are sticking up for me and risking your life for me? And Yami basically says, I don't really need a reason to risk my life for a friend. And that shows a lot about Yami's character. Yami is really a GOAT in my opinion. Like, I really like Yami's character. Strong. He's a really strong character, and he's really set on his morals. That's why he really could not forgive somebody like William. He's slowly starting to forgive him, but that's why I feel like it hit Yami the most out of everybody in the kingdom, what William did during the elf arc. But that's neither here nor there. Pretty much it ends on, like, this chapter ends on a happy note. They get up and they decide to fight together, and Noct definitely seems like he has more will to fight and stay alive now. So that's basically what this chapter boils down to. In the next chapter, we're gonna see a team up. I expect the team up between Noct and Yami, because, you know, they do have similar magic, and we haven't seen them fight together. So it'll be a nice, you know, thing to see as Black Clover fans. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's me, your boy NeoXO, and I'm out.